Well, good morning. This is Dave Johnston with Day Trade the Markets, and today is Friday, May the 19th, 2017, and we're looking at a 1-minute chart of the Emini S&P. Just been filled long here at 23.79 for 4 contracts, and the reason I like this trade is that you can see here that, well, just let me grab the arrow here, and this is where we opened this morning. So you can see it was below that probe that we had up, and we had some good buying in here with the blue bars, as you can see there. And so the market had a nice move. Now I'm just going to put a horizontal line across here showing that the swing high that we had from late yesterday was taken out with good strength, good conviction here as the market went up and moved above that area with the 2 blue bars. Then it had that magenta bar that came down. Now, so what we're looking at is a break from consolidation. So it's a go with kind of trade, and we're looking to go on the long trade on the long side after a probe down. And so that's what we got with the magenta bar. You can see early in the day, this is another thing that I liked, is that early in the day we had several light aggression selling bars that didn't go anywhere, kept the market steady there, and then the series of green bars came in and took the market up. So we're looking good here as far as in my view of what could transpire for the rest of the day, because when you have a market that breaks from consolidation like this, it could actually continue to run for the rest of the day. And when we have a good breakout like we have had here with these blue bars, we could actually get some movement in here up to, well, the next target really that we're looking for is in the 23.84 or so area. So I think this is the kind of day when we have a good break like that, we can go ahead and well, first of all, I think what I'm going to do right now is put in a sell limit up here at 82. That'll give us a 3-point profit on the first half of the position. So in other words, on 2 of the 4 contracts. This movement here, I really like this movement here. This is what I like about our software, in that it shows the speed and the aggression in the market very clearly, as well as the underlying principles of the market auction theory. So when we get a pair of blue bars as it broke through to the higher ground there, that's a very, very bullish sign in my view. And so our entry is 1 tick above that magenta bar. All of that selling from yesterday that we had, and then the inability to follow through, and then to follow through lower, and then to come up like this and allow us this long trade right at the high there of the magenta bar, I think is pretty good. I mean, we'll see what goes on here, but I like this trade. I think it's got some good potential. Of course, it doesn't mean to say it's going to, but it has the makings of that. I'd like to see it dip down here a little bit first, tell you the truth, and then start to rally, because I'm going to put a stop in here right now, which is at 76.50. So that's a 2.5-point risk, which is, I think it's reasonable. And I would like to adjust that stop as soon as I can. Maybe the market can give us a little dip here and then turn around and rally. So we've got everything in place. I'll put it on pause and we'll pick it up shortly. Okay, we have just rallied up, and we have gone ahead and hit our first objective there right at 82. So that order that we had resting there has been filled. So now I just want to put a marker in here so we can keep track of what we've got going on here. Now I want to make adjustment on the stop, so obviously we only have 2 contracts remaining, so I have to adjust the stop amount, and I'm also going to adjust the stop placement. I don't know, just put it down below where that little dip occurred, so that's at 23.78 and 23.78.25. So we're just risking 3 ticks on the final 2 contracts here. So we'll see what goes on with this blue bar, but I do like the continued aggressive buying that we've got going on in here. And every time we get a pullback, you can see the pullback that just occurred before this recent rally up was with a nice decel bar, which shows that triangle just below it. And that's what we want to see in a rejection of that. We expect a higher move after that. So everything's in place. It's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll pick it up when needed. Okay, the market did come back down, and as you can see, did test us, or did test our sell stop, but it did not take it out. So I'm just going to leave it right there, and hopefully we can get a good run on this trade. I'm going to try and hold this trade for as long as I can. Just leave this break-even stop in, and let's see if we can get some good follow-through here for the rest of the day. I'll pause the recording and pick it up when needed. Okay, this is much later in the day here. I'll just go back. You can see this is when we had it filled down there around 7:30 my time, and the market has continued to move up. So this movement that we had down in here, of course, offered us that break-even stop that we put in place. The market never did come back down to test it after that adjustment. The probe up here, I just wanted to talk about that for a minute, because this probe up, I'll just draw the line at the earlier high right there, and you can see that the blue bar that probed above was not a full bar above. So it was really just a probe above, so there was no reason to adjust the stop in my view, and I did not. What if that probe were to get taken out, and it did, then that would be another bullish sign. So that was really the reasoning, I think, behind just taking a look at this and sort of seeing our way through the market going ahead here and managing it in that kind of fashion. So with a move like that, as I was saying earlier, we're really looking to try and stay on a long side as long as we possibly can. And in this case, it worked out nicely, because the selling that we had right there had no follow through. You can see you can see the magenta bar came in. I think it probed just like one tick below there, just to our blue line there of likely support, which was the earlier high, and then it just turned around and started to rally again. So this time we want to kind of make a little bit of an adjustment there. Let's take a look at that high that has now been taken out by these blue bars. Now, so we do have a couple of blue bars, which is nice. It's more likely to continue up, but we've also had a pretty good day already as the market has moved higher. So we do have a full blue bar above, which is a good sign. Doesn't mean to say it's not going to sell off, because as I said, we've come up quite nicely here today. So the low of that blue bar there is at 86, 23.86. The market could come back down into this area in here around the 83 area. I'm going to go ahead though and put my stop, I think, at 80. Let's try 85. That's a 1.25 below where we had where the low of that blue bar is right there. So I think we've got a good place for our stop, and of course we're long from 79. Our stop's at 85, so that'll be a nice 6-point profit per contract should we get hit on that. And I think I'll just let that sit and see if it holds. If not, we've got our stop in. So I'll pause the recording. Okay, we have just been stopped here. As you can see, market just came in here and stopped us. So those were not, when we broke higher earlier, the market also had that high velocity move, which was that vertical rectangle box. And obviously that was a more convincing break above the barrier. This one, not so much. And so now we're starting to spend a little bit more time below the low of those two blue buying bars, which is somewhat bearish. I mean, and also this is a Friday afternoon, so there could be some profit taking here as the market has rallied off of the lows from early yesterday up to this area. So, it's had a good run. So, anyway, you can reach us at info@daytradethemarkets.com.